Son of a gun. I was like talking this whole time and didn't even realize that I didn't have my mic on. That sucks. It took it out of me just to go that far. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, I'm not gonna do the AMC and ADD thing. I don't know if my voice can handle it. Uh, I was sitting there talking to you guys, like telling you all kinds of stuff. All right, let's start over. Oh man, it takes it out of me just to realize that I was like talking through all that and then nothing was coming out the other side. All right, here we go. Let's start over. So the market's stuck like a pig right now. It's just bleeding out. The whole market. I mean, you can see everything on here on the left-hand side of my page is red. Even cryptocurrencies are red. Everything's just bleeding. The VIX is only up 2.49%. We're going to go through all the data here. Myself says you don't even sound sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, this is actually like the first words that I've spoken today, really. Like I was actually surprised when I first started talking that I actually sounded pretty decent, but you're right, you're not wrong. I don't sound that terrible. Um, but I just wanted to give you guys like a halfway through the day rundown, especially after we tripped SSR. And yeah, you weren't lost without me. I mean, you guys are good. You guys are good. You don't need me. I'm like a security blanket. Uh-oh. I forgot to turn off all the peripherals in my household here, so I'm getting buffered. Let me turn it all off and then we'll go run through the numbers real quick. I'm gonna just try and keep this kind of short. Says, okay, there we go. Give me just 1 second, and I'm gonna log into my router and shut some things down. Little boy, it's good to see you too, man. It's good to see all you guys. You being gone tanked our AMC stock. It's always been the opposite, right? Whenever I'm not here, it's supposed to go up. I don't know what happened. It's not my fault. I feel like Harrison Ford right now. It's not my fault. Yeah, all right. All right, let's take a look at our numbers, guys. I got everything turned off. I just want to let you guys know that very first off, I'm gonna get rid of the Bollinger Bands here. The whole market's looking nasty, right? Not a big deal. It's expected that we'll move down when the market's moving down. Um, what I want to say is this though. Synthetic price failure starts at about 2180. What do I got down here? 2189. I don't expect it necessarily to turn around off of 2189 this particular time. And the reason I've said this to you guys is that at $21.34, that is where paper hands have occurred. Like somebody's been selling. And as I run through the numbers here, you're going to see, guys, we've dropped like 35 million shares, institutional ownership wise, over the last like couple weeks. And so there's been some paper hands that have been happening. And yesterday, like this downwards pressure that happened with high volume, where was it? Um, two of them, two specific points yesterday. I'm gonna delete this real quick. Two specific points that I saw yesterday were very significant, where we had this massive drop like right here, and there was high volume on that massive drop. That to me that looks like selling. And I don't think it was from retail necessarily. I think actually it was from institutions. And there's another drop here as well with some high volume along the way on this drop as well. So I do believe there's been some paper hands, but it's not been by retail. And as I'll show you guys, we've actually been buying the dip today. Thanks to Active for, I'm just going to throw a shout out to Active and Delusion who have been helping to post in the Discord, keeping an accurate record of Stonko Tracker. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to know where it was that we were at as far as how many shares have been borrowed for the day to day. So thank you for your continued support and in tracking that information. And so I'll be able to accurately tell you guys how many shares we've seen borrowed so far today. No, not active dilution. Active and um, I'm saying his name wrong. I think. Hold on a second. It's delusional. I think it's delusional on the Discord. Not actively delusional. Delusion. That's it. Delusion. I had to look. Active and delusion. D. It's spelled different. DEL. I can't spell it. DELUSION. Delusion. Um. Thanks. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. Just taking Tylenol at the moment and liquids. All right. So let's check out where we're at here. I couldn't help myself, Maggie, when I saw us trip SSR. I was like, a halfway through the day run through the numbers is definitely worth 45 minutes, 30 minutes or 45 minutes of my time. Short example from yesterday. Yeah, let's take a look at all these numbers. Let's go through it, guys. I'm gonna take you over to the other page. I've already logged into Fidelity, so I'm all good to go there. And oh man, I just logged in. It was already trying to log me out already, so that was like 15 minutes. Maybe 30 tops. All right, let's take a look at what we got going on. I actually have price predictions for you guys as well. Keto, Monty, and Eric, and I all put in price predictions earlier this morning. Let me update that real quick here, just because um, I don't have them written down on the computer. That was one thing I forgot to do before I got started. Let me pull them all up. And also let me award points for yesterday. Yesterday's closing price. I think there's going to be at least 2 points awarded for the closing price from yesterday. Closing price was 22.13, and I had 22 to 25. Wait, that's not right. That's 24.81. Sorry, 24.81 was yesterday's closing price. Monty and Keto would be the only ones not getting a price prediction tally point. So Eric and I get a tally point from yesterday's numbers. Let me add those up real quick. And then for price predictions for the day to day, I'm not changing mine. I'm staying at 22 to 25. Eric went 24.30. He actually went up a little bit. He went 24.30 to 27.30. Keto had his numbers in as well, and so did Monty. Let me look him up real quick here. Keto had 24.39 to 27.39. And Monty had 29.32 to 32.32. I know that's like it's really weird to like see price predictions like midway through the day, and I'm like listing them off, and you're going like obviously you're seeing the future now. But when we had those price predictions out, they they probably would have made more sense back earlier this morning, but not now. Short exempt volume. was 627,000. Our institutional ownership day over day was still at 100%, and that means that we are now on day number 132 of institutional ownership being at 100%. Sorry, that's not correct. I'm saying institutional ownership, but I meant utilization. Utilization at one. Whew, man, I'm still out of it. Uh, Utilization still being at 100% after 132 trading days of. Let's see, and then day over day price increase was. Let me see what that was. That was. I have to go back and refigure the numbers real quick here. Give me just a second. We were up 2.5% roughly. I'm not going to round any further than just the two. It was probably 2.5 something, but I'm just gonna call that good enough because I didn't collect the data earlier this morning. I think I saw somebody post somewhere that Max Payne was at 21, but let's pull it up and see. Indeed, it is 21. Off exchange so far for the day to day. This will be kind of interesting to see if there's a lot of suppression in volume through the off exchange, and there is not, which means that some of this selling pressure is real, and it's not necessarily retail. I think it's institutions, guys. And I think the theory that we're working on from yesterday is a really valid theory, the one that NC Proud Dad and the American Trader had kind of come up with the idea that potentially institutions were selling off their positions because they don't plan on. I mean, if they've got their shares loaned out already, right? They're not going to be able to collect on the dividend. So why continue to hold their position? So sell it off, right? Buy and then whatever portion of it that they sell off, some of that portion, the remaining funds from that money, they can go in and buy Ape. So there's probably gonna be some really heavy buying pressure on Ape come Monday, and that actually makes a lot of sense. But you can see the off exchange today is pretty low in numbers, actually extremely low, 47.28. And the EDGX is at 9.82. So our total amount of volume through the off exchange. Let me just update this one more time just to make sure. It says the right time on here, but I just want to make sure. 57.1% of our volume is going through those two off exchanges, which is extremely low uh, compared to what we're used to seeing. That's like 10% less than what we would see by this time of the day. So not a whole lot of price discovery being hidden through the off exchange, which means this is real selling pressure. So then it's important to try and figure out where is that coming from. Is it retail that's selling or is it somebody else? And I've got data here that's going to show you in just a second that it's not coming from retail. Let's keep moving on though. Institutional share ownership yesterday was the last numbers that I got was 155.758 million shares owned by institutions. Let's give that a refresh and see where we're at. Same number. I do believe that this is going to continue to go down between now and October, the middle of October, which is when the 13Fs are due for this quarter. Um, Let me just make sure my notes are updated here. Let's see. Yep, that's the same number from yesterday, 155.758. That's a big drop. It's a big drop. We had like 190 million in institutional ownership not more than a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago. It's a big drop. Taking a look at that Ortex data a little more closely, we'll look at it in just a minute, but I think that was an increase on shares on loan. I'll write it down in a few minutes here, but we've got 135.99 million shares on loan. Our current short share interest of the free float is 18.43. The reason that that's up is because we've had 4.91 million in borrowed shares so far for the day-to-day, according to Ortex. That's a pretty big increase. Cost to borrow average is at 8.5%. And we'll take a look at those numbers a little more closely here in just a second. Let's take a look at these options and see what's going on here with the options. Our lottery ticket losers down at a $41 strike price. In open interest yesterday, we had 15.3 thousand contracts. Today there's 17.9. And open interest for highest amount of calls versus puts. For the calls is at a $30. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. Is at a $30 strike price. Yesterday with 37.3 thousand contracts. Today there was only 36.6, which tells me that there is proof that there was closed positions at $30 call contracts on a Tuesday, which is that means somebody's collecting money. That's good. I like to see that. At a $20 put strike price, highest amount of open interest yesterday was 18.7. Today is at 16.8, which means that there were some $20 put options that closed out as well on Tuesday. So some people were out of the money and decided to bail. that's actually very bullish as well. Taking a look at the current volume though for the day to day, our highest amount of volume is at a $25 strike price for calls, and there's 24.1 thousand contracts open, and on the puts, highest amount of volume is at a $21 strike price with 10.2 thousand contracts. So the gap that's showing, or the closing price that the market's kind of signaling for, somewhere between 21 and 25. Let me move a couple screens over. And we'll take a deeper dive into some of the Ortex data here. See what changed. Alrighty. There's your utilization at 100 and what did I say? 132 days, straight trading days of utilization being 100%. Here's our on loan amount increasing slightly day over day from 135.4 million to 135.9 million. So 0.5 increase. We're just going to call it 500,000 share increase on loan. Of that 500,000, the estimated short share interest of the free float did change slightly from 17.88 to 17.92. 0.04. Man, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be a hard one. It's like 200,000 shares of that 500,000 was short interest, roughly. With so few shares on loan increased right there, you're going to see the on loan average age per day likely increasing as well. and it didn't. It actually decreased, which means that somehow they were able to close out some positions that were older. That number did drop 51.11 to 50.81. I was hoping for 2 days in a row of upwards movement on this, but it's not. It's actually gone down a little bit, so I can't give you guys a countdown timer just as of yet. The security lending volume day over day rose quite dramatically from 9.72 million to 22.94 million. Pretty large gap. If I kind of zoom out a little bit on this, you guys are going to see that there's a lot of activity on the security lending volume here compared to the past. And that should be a really good indicator to you guys that that somebody's struggling to keep things afloat right now. If we were to go backwards in time a little bit and do a comparison to like what we saw prior to the June run up, you'll see some very similar type activity leading into that June run up. Let me get rid of all this rest of this data on here so it's easier to see. But you can see how there was, not a whole lot of activity in the security lending volume, and then just prior to the run up for quite a while, I guess from December 23rd all the way up to the January run up, there was just very large amounts of security lending volume. Back in those days, though, it was only peaking out in the 20 range, 20 million shares. Then just prior to the run up in June or end of May, we had some spikes in there that were as high as 35 million. But some of the lower spikes were kind of in the like 16 million security lending volume, kind of like in this range right in here. And then there's current, where we've just got this like we've got a lot of massive spiking security lending volume. So somebody's trying hard to keep things afloat with these overnight lend or these very short-term loans of what are supposed to be short-term loans of shares. Here's the information, guys, that I'm going to show you that retail is not selling right now. So AMC is in ninth most heavily traded share, or sorry, security based on orders. We have a 67% buy to 33% sell ratio right now. We're not selling this. I mean, yeah, I understand there is some selling going on, but overwhelmingly we have way more buys than we have sells, and 67% to 33% is pretty hefty. So people are buying this dip. Those who are selling is not retail. GME is coming in at 17th. They have a 52% buy to 48% sell ratio. Again, SSR is triggered. Again, thank you to Active Douglas and Delusion for posting up and keeping me updated on available shares. Because of that, I've been able to track that we've had about 3.25 million in borrowed shares for the day-to-day so far, and that's up to current. Currently, we have 188.1 thousand contracts that are out of the money on the calls versus 54.7 thousand contracts that are in the money. 102.1 thousand contracts are out of the money on the puts versus 28,000 contracts that are in the money. NASDAQ is down 1.34, Dow Jones is down 0.47, and the S&P 500 is down 0.77. The market's on fire, hot lava floor, don't touch it, because there's 5,089 decliners to 1,748 advancers in the market. The market's not doing well. The VIX is up 2.69, VTI is down 0.95, IWD is down 0.86, Tesla is down 0.79, Amazon is down 2.44, Cinemark is down 3.84, Doge is down 5.19, Bitcoin is down 1.89 and getting ever so close to my breakout box on Bitcoin. I'm really expecting to see this breakout down perhaps this weekend. We'll see for sure, but that's what I'm expecting. And then we've got GME down 2.51, HYMC down 4.23, Hood is down 4.27, NCMI is down 7.06, and AMC is currently down 10.54%. Inflow versus outflow, we have $3 million more of inflow than outflow. Our volume is at 36.7. Earlier this morning, I made a report on volume prediction for the day, and I said somewhere between 30 and 50 million based off the volume we had. If memory serves me correctly, we had like nearly 60,000 shares, I think it was, going into the 7 a.m. pokey stick of volume, 7 a.m. my time, and followed that up with like 164,000, I think. No, I'm sorry, 104,000 in volume in that single pokey stick, which was back here at 7 a.m. right here. It was 105,000 shares. That gave me the prediction for 30 to 50 million shares traded for the day today. We currently are at 36 million shares having been traded so far. So we're within that target zone. I might end up being on the low side a little bit, but let's just kind of give this a rundown real quick and see where we're at. We've traded for 224 minutes. Yeah, we're on pace for about 64 million shares traded by the end of the day today. So I'm gonna probably be on the low side, but it's gonna be close. Unless there's like a massive amount of volume that spikes in the late afternoon. Taking a look at the weekly, we have more buying pressure and selling pressure with the Vortex indicator. RSI is showing 57.96, which is slightly above average. So one of the things that I saw some people talking about is that RSI has been able to drop on a lot of these indicators. For example, like right here, Azrul brought this up, I think, in the Discord, and he's making a really good point here. The Vortex indicator is signaling more selling pressure than buying pressure currently, but notice that the RSI is at 59.66 on the daily, and the last time we saw 59.66 was like back here, like either on the, I'm just gonna go ahead and say 8.2. So, and our price, the high on the price on 8.2 was 16.98. So here we are. What is that? $7? $6. I can't math right now. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. $5. Here we are, $5 higher, and our RSI has cooled off to the point to where we're ahead $5 with the same RSI, which means it's giving us this downwards momentum pressure right here is giving us the ability to be able to run up some more at a higher, and starting that run up at a higher price. On the hourly, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 28.8, which is signaling oversold. On a 30-minute interval, we have more selling pressure more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 21.97, which is signaling oversold. And on a 5-minute interval, we have more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 30.52, but having had at least 3 dips down into the oversold signal. No, maybe 4 dips throughout the day today. Look again for a potential turnaround point to be one of these 3 lines at 21.89, 21.75, or 21.34. Synthetic price failure starts at 21.89. And for those of you guys who are kind of new to what a synthetic price failure is, I'm just basically tracking from our last previous high, which we set on 8. Actually, I don't have the date written down for that yet, but our last previous high was 27.19. So a synthetic price failure starts at a 19.5% drop in price, which is 21.89. 20% drop in price would be 21.75, and 21.5, which is typically a sign that paper hands were found along the way in the dropping of the price, would be at 21.34. So kind of keep those numbers in mind. And let's see here. I think, oh, you know what? I didn't look at the Ichimoto cloud. So you can see price has dropped well below the cloud now. You can see conversion line is like, looks like conversion line's dropped underneath the base. Let me just see. Yeah, it's dropped just slightly underneath the base by 1 penny. Lagging line is below price line. So we've definitely dropped down through the cloud. The next potential point to where we could be breaking out upwards would probably be Friday. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Again, price usually likes to move down through the thinner portions of the cloud on the green. You have price moving into the cloud here today. This was kind of expected. I've kind of been warning you guys for a couple days now that we would likely see the price move into the cloud, if not below the cloud. We still have conversion line above baseline, but lagging line is touching price line. It ran into price line way back here quite a few periods ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 periods ago. 11 times 4, like 2 days ago. I mean, actually, you just look at it like that. You just go 1, 2, a little over 2 days worth of trading. That lagging line has been touching price line. So we are in the cloud, which is kind of one of those points of indecision as to whether or not price is going to continue to move further downwards, or if it could rebound through the cloud. It's possible. It is definitely possible to move into the cloud and never actually break through it and start moving back up again. We got as low as 2204. It's getting super, super close to that synthetic price failure. But you can take a look at this however you guys want to. I see this as an opportunity for more investors to be able to collect more Ape shares for free. I can't even do it. I can't do it, guys. Hold on a second. I get some water. For free. There we go. Maybe a little water helped there. This is not the kitchen sink. Trust me, you won't have to ask. With the kitchen sink, you'll know it when it gets thrown at you. A kitchen sink is something where you see price drop like 40% in a single day, or maybe even, or maybe even more, 50% in a single day or two days. Casey, once you give your repo number out. Okay, so yesterday I had 2.163. Previous day was 2.16. Dude, I missed it by 0.002. That was my guess yesterday. I've got it written down here on my desk, was 2.163. Dang, I was close. I'm gonna go with 2.1 157. 2.157. Was it really two? Because I feel like reverse repo is starting to kind of taper off a little bit here. It seems like it's kind of on a downwards trend. Hydra Snake, thank you. But I really don't have anything else to talk about. Like I haven't really done any kind of like research at all, guys. I can leave the stream running, but I don't really see like, I mean, if you guys just want it just to be able to talk amongst yourselves, but I think excuse myself and just kind of relax some more. The worst thing that I think that could happen is overstress my voice and then have, one of the coolest things happen ever and then me not be able to talk. Thank you, Corbin Dallas. So I'd rather take the rest now and take the loss. I'll take the L now and take the W later. Jay says it's break time. I haven't had any coffee yet this morning, Jay, and I really feel like coffee would really help. Kind of like I'm like on the verge of like every sentence coughing, and I want to I need to get some coffee in me, I think. Sammy boy, thanks, man. Myself's like, just go already. All right. So I'll leave it up here. I didn't have any more. I haven't had. I mean, I literally woke up this morning, guys, and then went right back to sleep after I posted what I posted. So I haven't done any drinking, any eating at all, because I've just been passed out. Yo says Casey make a sick ape, which equals mixing vodka, ginger ale, and NyQuil. That sounds deadly. Yeah, I do have a little something something I can throw in that coffee. Maybe I might do that. But maybe I have a little Kahlua creamer that I could probably throw in there. That might actually be really good. So I'm gonna take off, guys. I'll leave this running for y'all. I'll come back by and refresh numbers. Maybe on the hour. Jabibs, I tested for COVID yesterday and I didn't. It was negative. So if I continue to feel, and I actually feel like I'm better today than I was yesterday. Well, it's like so. So I think it's to me it's kind of funny that I'm like taking a day off on a day where I feel better than I did the previous day, but it's more about me just trying to make sure that I get better. Like, there's nothing worse than compounding on top of an issue. If you don't let your body take care of itself and heal itself right, then it's not good. You just don't recover the same. So that's why more or less that's why I'm taking today off is just to, just letting the body heal. Yale says just a man cold. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get on the vitamins for sure. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you. I'll see you maybe a little bit later. I can, I guess, try to wrap things up for the day, maybe on the power hour, and I'll just leave it running, I guess, for historical purposes. See you guys a little bit later. I probably won't come back right at 2, maybe like 2:30. Yeah, I'll come back for like the last half hour. So I'll see you guys then. Oh, Doge is saying, okay, what YouTuber is next? Let me see who's on right now, because I might go sit down and watch too. I might go watch other YouTubers while I'm sitting here with the live stream running. Oh, I should turn some music on for you guys. Sorry, I didn't think of that. Just now thought of that. I'll put some music on, and I don't know. I don't know who else is on right now, but I'll probably go look for somebody too.
Upbeat Premium gives you unlimited access to the world's hottest beat makers and indie artists. Go Premium and get unlimited downloads for only $6.99 a month. Are you ready to take your content to the next level? Upbeat Premium gives you unlimited access to premium tracks for only $6.99 a month. Go premium now. Love Upbeat? Upgrade to Premium for just $6.99 a month to get unlimited downloads, premium tracks, and whitelist your YouTube channel. Unleash your creativity with Upbeat Premium.
Alrighty, guys. Let's try and finish this day out. I just start talking, and almost immediately I got a cough. Give me a Oh man, I thought I muted my mic. I'm really sorry about that. Turn your sound down. I put a message in there. Hopefully you can turn your sound down before it gets to you. Ooh, hopefully you guys see it. All right. I've taken like 3 sips of this so far. Um, I've got myself a little coffee with some ape creamer in here. That sounds that sounds super bad. That's not good. Yeah. So anyways, let's do a cheers. Let's toast to something here. To health, to health and wealth. I can't think of anything. Nothing else comes to mind right now when I'm sick. So to health and wealth. Cheers. Yeah. Yep. Ape milk. Cream my coffee. That sounds so bad. Wow. That is really bad, guys. So let me get rid of the message at the top of the screen. Also, um, I thought I was going to go open up the back of the Big Tramp and go back there, but I think I'm going to pass for right now. I just don't want to. I don't want to do a whole lot of talking. So I'm going to run through the numbers one last time, and I don't have a song picked out or anything for the day to day. I don't know. Everybody threw out like what's a good song about being sick or getting better or something. I don't know. 2233 is our trigger price for SSR today, and they'll retest that number several times and look for that you'll see probably. In fact, you'll probably see the 2175 number tested again as well. That might happen tomorrow. I'm not sure, but we usually test the bottom out like at least once or twice before testing out 15% up, which in this case is going to be 2503. Yeah, you guys come up with a song before the end. You guys all take a pick, and then I'll pull up the song and you guys can choose the song for the day to day. I'll let you guys talk about it while I'm running through the numbers. Talks amongst yourselves. Two-factor authentication, guys. If you don't have it, you may want to consider it. May keep somebody out of your account that shouldn't be in it. I'm going to throw this warning out there too because I actually was talking to somebody in Twitter DMs. I've heard, right? This is all heard. I don't know if it's true that DMs are not safe in Twitter. Do not be putting personal information in DMs on Twitter, Reddit, or anything like that. I'm hearing stories that information is being collected. If you guys don't believe that you're going to be targets for the future, then you're mistaken because you will be targets. I promise. This is why I've told you guys never to tell anybody how many shares you have in here ever. You will become a target. This information is being documented, and if they can link you to something or an account, they will. So please, do not DM me information that you don't want everybody in the whole wide world to know. Pretend like you're talking to me in a cafeteria or a restaurant where everybody can hear you. All right, let's take a look at these numbers. We're going to go with the easy, quick rundown here. Starting with off exchange. These numbers are extremely low today, guys, which tells me that the selling pressure is real. But as I'll show you in a minute here, that even though it may be real selling pressure, it's not coming from retail. Right now, it stands at 50.82% through off exchange, and the EDGX is at 9.15. That NYSE ARCA is actually beating out EDGX right now, but the grand total between the off exchange and the CBOE EDGX is 59.97%, so basically 60%. A normal day for us is 64. We've been having higher than 64 for a really long time. Today's one of the first times in a long time that I've seen volume going through the off exchanges at such a low level. Ortex. When I came on earlier this morning, about halfway through the day, there was a total of 4.91 million shares having been borrowed. That's now 7.8 million shares having been borrowed for the day today. That's going to increase the total amount of the estimated short share interest of the free float to 18.44%. Cost of borrow is 8.43. Shares on loan for the day increased day over day by 500,000 shares, 500,000, and I'm estimating about 200,000 of those were short interest. In the options, highest call strike volume is currently at a $25 strike price with a total of 31.9 thousand contracts. On the puts, highest amount of put volume is at a $21 strike price. There is 13.6 thousand contracts. So the market's indicating a closing price somewhere between 21 and 25 for the day today, with almost a 3-to-1 ratio in call versus put volume. Taking a look at orders by Fidelity customers, AMC is currently in ninth. This is the information right here, guys. 68% buys to 32% sales. We're buying this dip. This is not this price movement down is not retail selling. GME is in 18th position with a 53% buy to 47% sell ratio. We did trigger SSR for the day today, which means it'll be on for tomorrow. Shares available to borrow is at 250,000. I do believe that means that they've borrowed some more shares. Looks like they may have borrowed another 50,000 shares since I started tracking earlier. Actually, thank you to Active Douglas and Delusion for posting. I think Active Douglas did all the posting for today, but I think Delusion does the nighttime when we're sleeping. And I just want to thank both of them for putting that in the Discord so that we can all see, keeping us updated. I really appreciate that. So because of that, we've been able to track about 3.3 million in total loans opened for the day today, with the current fee at 6.4%. There's currently 188.1 thousand contracts that are out of the money on the calls versus 54.7 thousand contracts that are in the money. 102.1 thousand contracts are out of the money on the puts versus 28,000 contracts that are in the money. Nasdaq is down 1.04, Dow Jones is down 0.33, and the S&P 500 is down 0.57. The market's hot. I mean, it's looking hot in regards to like a hot lava floor. Like, don't touch it. There's 5,017 decliners to 1,890 advancers in the market. VIX is up 1.98. VTI is down 0.86. IWD is down 0.8. Tesla is down 0.87. Amazon is down 1.64. Cinemark is down 1.96. Doge is down 5.66. Bitcoin is down 2.56. I gotta take a breath. Hold on a second. I got a cough. GME is down 1.95. HYMC is down 4.23. Hood is down 3.95. NCMI is down 6.78, and AMC is down 10.22%. Inflow versus outflow. We currently have more inflow than outflow by approximately $8 million. 52 million shares having been traded for the day today. I'm obviously wrong on my volume prediction, but not by much. I said 30 to 50 million. Looks like we're going to finish out a tad bit higher. Let's see what kind of pace we're on here. We got 34 minutes left to trade, so meaning we've traded 356 minutes. We're right on a pace for about 57 million shares by the end of the day today. So I missed a little bit, but I'm okay with being low. And I do think that we're having additional buying pressure that's showing up in the middle of the day or at random points at any given time of the day. Just simply because of the fact that people want to try and get some more shares to collect on those Ape dividends. So I think that the pre-market volume is going to be a little off during this period of time. According to the weekly time interval, the Vortex indicator is saying we have more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 58.18, which is slightly above average. Actually, it's above average. On the daily, we have more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 60.05. This was pointed out by Azrul in the Discord earlier today, where he basically stated, at our current value of RSI, right now it's 60. The last time we had RSI this high would have been back on 8.2, and our high price for the day that day was basically $17. So here we are with the same RSI right now, but we're at 22.28. $5 higher, 5.5 almost. So you can see that that's good. We've come down in price, but not nearly as much as we went up, and yet cooling off the RSI enough to where we could continue to see another run back up to newer highs without hurting the relative strength index. On the hourly, more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 32.44, which is having dipped down into the oversold indicating oversold at about an hour ago. Yeah, about an hour ago. There's currently more selling pressure than buying pressure, and RSI is 32.3, which is below average. On a 30-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 30.27, which is and signaled most of the day that it was oversold. And on a 5-minute interval, more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 44.17, which is slightly below average. Here comes that retest. There will be retests. They want to make sure they try and catch everybody they possibly can. If they keep finding more paper hands along the way, they'll keep going for newer lows. But I see retail buying, so notice the difference in price movement here versus what we saw yesterday. Notice the price is falling here, but volume's falling with it. This is a bullish indicator. Falling volume and falling price is bullish. But if you come over here and you look at yesterday, and you see something more along the lines of this, where you have falling price and rising volume, that's not bullish. That's bearish. That means somebody's selling off. But like I said before, I really, truly, and honestly believe that this is institutional selling that's going on. Marlene, I made a comment to your comment earlier, and I really, I just gotta say, you guys are awesome. All you guys are awesome. Because I mean, I feel the love. Everybody's wishing me well. I'm just sick. It's normal. It's normal. It's okay to be sick. It happens. And I appreciate the well wishes. I'm not trying to say I don't, but it happens. It's just sickness. It's nothing crazy. But yeah, scroll back up. You'll see it. Or I could just scroll back up and just tell you what I said. I think. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. It may have been too long ago. You'll have to wait till the stream ends and you can see it later. Oh no, here it is. I said, thanks, Marlene. Coming from somebody who doesn't comment often, it means a lot. And I didn't mean that in a bad way. I don't see you comment very often. So to see you come in and say that I'm very missed, I can feel the love. But I just took my temperature a little while ago. It was 99.2. Yesterday I was 99.8. So real low grade fever for me. I usually run really high grade fevers normally when I get sick, like 101.5 is normal for me. So this is nothing. Oh wait. Duncan said, let me put my stuff back up on the screen. Duncan says, I have a wait, hold on a second. I have a follow-up question from yesterday's. Since I can't use the word, can I still say you are really a oh? No, apparently you can't use that word at all. I mean, you can, but people are going to judge you. We got to stay positive, Marlene. I mean, this is just one huge, massive psychological attack on us, and staying positive is probably one of the best things we can do. It's quite frankly it's the only thing. Our only defense to constant psychological attacks on us. So surround yourself by people who are positive. Life is so much better. What do they say? Misery loves company, right? I bet hedge funds are miserable right now. And guess what they want us to be? They want us to be miserable because that's what they are. And that's how they feel that they can win. Make us miserable, make us complacent, um, and you can choose to be miserable or you can choose to see things in a positive way. But I still choose to see the numbers like they are. I'm not gonna sugarcoat numbers. The numbers are what they are. Numbers don't lie. Well, they can lie. It just depends on how you interpret the numbers. Sam says today literally had no emotional effect on me. I feel like a hardened warrior at this point. It's kind of weird like that, right? I mean, we've basically seen now a 19.9% decrease in price from the last high that we hit, which was 27.19. 27.19 down to 21.77 is a 19.99% decrease in price. And it feels like it's like just like those 20 percenters, like they just don't feel like anything anymore. They're just kind of like, yep, seen that before. No big deal. But you guys just wait on this way up here. We're going to start seeing bigger and bigger drops in value, which means that you're going to see percentage swings much higher, 40s, 60s, maybe even 70%. I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but we have seen a 70% already. When we went from March 23rd to May 12th, 44 days. It took us, we went down 71.7% from $34.33 down to $9.70. We have seen a 71.7% decrease in price before. So these 20 percenters, they should really kind of be feeling like they're home. $44 days to get down to 970. Steve is saying, is next week critical and push off errands, or do we have time? Hmm. I wish I could tell you the answer to that, Steve. I unfortunately don't know the answer. I just know that one morning you're going to wake up and likely see that the price has risen massive amounts and then come down massive amounts, all while you were sleeping. And so what I would say is when you see that happen, it's crunch time. Uh, Start getting everything in order and prepare. Because once we break over $100, it's serious game time. Sam, it's so funny. Your 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 gobble turned into Google. Sam wrote, I think that they know that if they drop it too much, we will gobble up everything like hungry hippos. But for some reason, he got spell checked or spell corrected and it turned it into Google because gobble's not a word. That's pretty funny. Roseanne says, oh my God, Casey, there were so many negative people in Trey's vid. I wanted to kick their ass. Yeah, well, this is why I say like I feel like this community in here is much more healthy. We have a really healthy group of people here. But then again, Roseanne, I would say this as well. Trey's got thousands of people that are watching him every time he live streams. The shills are going to be attacking the places where people are congregating the most, right? So if there's going to be negative Nellies anywhere, it's always going to be where there's the most people. So goggle, goggle, Google, goggle. Oh, it does say goggle, doesn't it? Does it say goggle? I don't know what that is. Whatever. Google, goggle, goggle, Google the cockles. One day or multiple days? No, just one day, Steve. If you see price jump up over $100 in one day, um, because I likely think that it'll happen in the pre-market, like while you're sleeping. When you're sleeping, it'll probably it'll happen, and when you wake up, it will have been gone. So just to give you an example, this is This is GME's model over here that I'm pulling up right now for synthetic price failures. And I guess it would have been the morning of the 25th. The morning of the 25th, everybody woke up to price having gone from 60 something dollars, I think, on the 20 whatever the trading day was before. It was like 60 bucks, I think. Went up to $136 all the way back down to 65.01 before the market opened. So there's this like massive price swing. And then as soon as the market opened on the 25th, it drove from 65.01 all the way back up to 159.18 cents. Go back and look at the history on it. You'll see. I expect something very, very similar like that to happen with AMC as well. Do I remember when Google wasn't a word? When Google wasn't a word? Uh, yes. No, but I don't remember exactly when. Yes, Mike, I can give you a link to the Discord. Did you guys decide on a finishing song? Edward says, but my question is, why do you guys feel so anxious or sad when we drop just a couple of bucks? How are you gonna feel when the price drops thousands of dollars? You better be mentally. This is You're not wrong, Edward. I've said this for a long time. If you think it's hard to hold through these downswings when the price is low like this, wait until you start seeing it drop from 500 bucks down to 250 or $1,000 down to 500 or whatever, cut any number in half and just imagine trying to hold through that, knowing that it's not necessarily the end. So you're right. You better get used to these price drops, these percentages. I would look at them more as percentages than I would look at them as price amount, right? Because that's a much better way to look at it. Because if you're comparing apples to apples and you're comparing percentages of drops versus valuation of price drops, then it's going to help you to deal with it better. Because if you see price drop from $1,000 down to 500 bucks, you're going to shit a brick. But if you look at it as the fact that it was only a 50% drop, you're going to be like, oh, I've been through one of those before. That's not a big deal. And it becomes less psychologically impacting on you. Haze Monster, thank you. I'm on the mend. No, Steve, it'll last much longer than one day. Much, much longer. Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. I'll do a poll for for the song. Haze Monster, don't ever look at it like that. It's the wrong it's the wrong way to look at it if you're looking at it like that. Be happy that you have what you have. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just wasn't feeling well. So I wanted to try and give my voice a little rest. Here comes the retest, guys. We broke 2175. 2134 is going to be that paper hands number that I was mentioning before, and I know institutions have been selling, so seeing 2134 get broken is not going to be a surprise to me. Actually, Down with the Sickness is just, it sounds like a good song to me. I think I'm just going to go with that one. I'm not even going to get to a vote. I'm just going to do that one. I'm going to do a Casey veto on this, and it seems appropriate. AMC, GME, I can't give you advice like that, but what I can tell you is that in the description box there's a list of different brokers and what they did when they took the buy button away last year. All I can say is go check that out in the description box. There's a link to it, which I can repost in the chat if you prefer, just to try and make it easier on you. Um, and I'm just gonna. I know I've said this on occasion before, so people may kind of come back at me and be like, "Wait, you said there was a date. I believe this list came from. I believe the original source on this was from uh, Superstonk, and there was a period of time where Superstonk was a good, uh, not infiltrated community, but it changed. And like I want to say it was like April, May. And so this list was created before that though, and it's a wiki list now. And what I love about this list is that it just doesn't tell you what they did, but it provides proof as well. It gives you links and proof to go back and look at it. Paula, welcome to the channel. Haven't seen you before. What makes us think that they'll stop anytime soon? They're running out of money, and you can see it. You can see it in their reporting. Jordan says 24 million shares does not confirm MOASS. I'm not sure what that means. Usually borrowing occurs a lot, KL, when price is dropping because there's short positions being opened. So you see a lot of borrowing during those periods of time. GB says, would you still trade after all of this? I think so, but I'm probably going to take a little bit of time away. I think one of the worst things you could possibly do is after having something extraordinary happening to your income, to make decisions right away. And so I've suggested to a lot of people that when this is all said and done, take a break, walk away from everything, for a little bit, and if you can afford to, uh, you know, treat yourself to some small, very small, reasonable, extravagant things. Um, like some like a $200 steak, maybe some time at a beach resort. Um, but take some time to really kind of think about your next moves. Don't just go leaping head first into something else. You know what I'm saying? Like really give yourself an opportunity to just kind of absorb everything and just kind of let it see where your mind takes you. Yucca Frida says like a $200,000 Lambo. Yeah, less expensive than that. Like a $200 steak and a $200,000 Lambo is a big difference. Maybe hold off on that Lambo just a little bit. Kind of look at your budget, your finances. Talk to your CPA that you should have already, uh, or your tax lawyer. Um, I'm not giving financial advice, but I think for me, I'm going to set aside 50% of my money into an account that's just going to sit there, because you will have to pay taxes pretty soon after making money off this, more than likely. And I know 50% sounds like a lot. A lot of people go like, wait a minute, 50%? Why that much? Trust me, it's going to be worth it. Just set that money aside and just don't touch it. It's a do not touch account. And then after you've paid off your taxes, after a year, that money's just sat there in account, gaining interest. Then maybe after a year, you can start using that money, whatever's left of it, to decide, how you're going to utilize it. Doghead said, Hall Chop House 400 a plate. There you go. Yeah, go treat yourself. Make sure you get garlic butter on that, whatever that steak is. Oh, you're asking me if I still trust the market. I think the market's going to have a big is going to fail pretty big. So unless you're able to unless you're able to um, play shorting positions, then you probably stand to probably lose money along the way. And during a bear market, and I think this was best said by the Wolf of Wall Street when he did the interview with Trey. Uh, in a bear market, only professionals really tend to make money. So don't fool yourself in thinking that you're the top 5% of the traders that are out there, because it may not even be that many that make money during a bear market. But if you can time the bottom just right, there are commodities that you can buy into and make a lot of money. I know you're talking about credibility. I don't know that there'll ever necessarily be 100% credibility in the market. So I guess the answer, if you just want to know, do I think the market's going to be credible after this? No, no, not necessarily. It'll take some time for them to come up with some new rules that prevent it from happening again, which they've actually been working on over the last year. Doug's gonna buy a football team. Brian's heading to I'm gonna have to tell my wife, hey hun, Brian's gonna go to Hooters for his reward for dinner. She she just said, hopefully not the one close to. We've gone to Hooters on a couple occasions, and well, actually we haven't gone in a long time, but some of the Hooters around where we're at just don't really serve as well as they used to, apparently. What's that, hun? Pluckers, yeah. Vinny's going with the strippers and cocaine. Yeah, that's a great way to start off with a nice some kind of disease you've never had before right off the bat. That's a good plan. Nothing like winning the lottery twice there, huh, Vinny? Spin that spindle of chance. No, there's nothing wrong with Hooters, Mega Johnny. Nothing. I just thought it was funny. My wife said her kids grew up on it. In fact, one of the kids wanted to go to Hooters for their birthday, so we did. I'm feeling, I just had coffee with some special get well juice in it, but Donkey Kong, and I'm actually feeling really good right now. I feel so much better already. You can myself. You can pick up stuff from Bad Needles. I guess it depends on how you do it. All right, guys, it's that time of the day. Eat, sleep, drink, get plenty of rest. Uh, I lost my place. Spend time with your family, spend time with your kids, walk the dog, go see a movie, get better, do something to get your mind off this because tomorrow's another trading day. We got two more. But above all else, don't have a good day. Have a great day.
T-minus 90 seconds and counting. All systems are go. We're about 90 seconds from the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We are transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Discovery is now running off its 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start.
Go for auto sequence start.
And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 17 seconds and counting. 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, start, 2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond. Solid rocket booster separation confirmed. Guidance now converging. Discovery's onboard computers commanding the main engine nozzles to swivel, aiming the shuttle for its precise target in space for main engine cutoff.
Dan, you sound good.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Copy, a negative return.
You feel that? Ah, shit. Oh, wow.
Drowning deep in my sea of loathing, broken your servant I am. Will you give it to me? It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing in me. Will you give it to me? Looking at my own reflection, when suddenly it changes, violently it changes. Oh no, there is no turning back now. You've woken up the demon in me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let everyone to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Man, this is the gift that has been given to me. I can see inside you the sickness is rising. Don't try to deny what you feel. Will you give it to me? It seems that all that was good has died and is decaying in me. Will you give it to me? It seems you're having some trouble in dealing with these changes, living with these changes. Oh no, the world is a scary place now that you've woken up the demon. Yeah, me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it run to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Man, this is the gift that has been given to me. Everyone dream. And will I dream? Oh, get up, come on, get down with the sickness.